Imagine waking up one day and seeing an article like this, how a trader turned $260 into over $7 million. And as you read through the article, you realize that the wallet that these people have been tracking is yours. Now, I believe those life-changing returns is going to become a reality for some of you watching this video. The only thing is, it's going to take guts. There's going to be a lot of blood in your crypto wallet along the way. There's going to be a whole ton of mental pain. People are going to call you all sorts of names because you're holding a coin that they don't think is going to go anywhere. But at the end of it all, I think you're going to win. In this video, I'm going to talk about my plan to make millions this bull run. I'm also going to talk about which coins I believe is going to have me laughing all the way to the bank. And I'm also going to talk about the time frame that I expect to make those millions by. Now, I only ask one thing in return. If you do enjoy today's content, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Now, let's dive right into things. See, back in January, Trump launched his meme coin. Him and his family was pulling in $100 million in trading fees, but the smaller traders, they just continued to lose money. The entire crypto space was in complete panic. We saw the fear and greed index reach a 10. Those are levels we hadn't seen in a very, very, very long time. But if you had adopted the Warren Buffett buy when everyone else is fearful mentality, instead of buying crypto when Bitcoin was sitting at its all-time high of $110,000, you would have gotten a nice sweet dip buy all the way down here at 74K. Now, I know what some of you are probably thinking. No one saw the market crash coming. No one expected Bitcoin to fall from $110,000 all the way down to 74K. And plus, time in the market does beat time in the market. And also, you're probably a long-term holder anyways. You don't know how to swing trade. It's just way too challenging. You prefer to just buy and hold. And that is fair. This video is actually for you. See, Trump resetted the markets once he introduced the tariffs, but him and his family have been leaving clues along the way. Does the clues benefit them more than it benefits the average retail investor? Absolutely, but that doesn't mean that you can't profit from it. Clue number one, for example, is this right here when Eric Trump said, in my opinion, it's a great time to add ETH. Or how about this one right here? A trader profits $7 million in one day from doing a 50x leverage on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Or even this post right here from Donald Trump himself. This is a great time to buy. And he posted this on April 9th. And what happened after that post? He said that he was going to pause the tariffs for the next 90 days. And that's when we saw Bitcoin go from 74K all the way up to $86,000. So what I think investors need to do, if you're not already doing it right now, is you need to follow all the Trumps on social media, on X and on Truth Social. You need to be notified. So your notifications actually need to be on because you need to be one of the first people that finds out what they are actually talking about and the move that they're going to make next. Now, this is the one that I follow right here. Donald J. Trump post from his Truth Social. So you guys can check that out. You can follow that account on X. It lets you know everything that Donald Trump says on his Truth Social. All right. Now, I want you guys to remember and keep this thing in mind, okay? After Trump said that he was pausing the tariffs for 90 days and we saw the crypto rally, what that shows me was the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, we can't fully see it just as of yet because it's still ways from where we are in the markets right now, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Take a look at this. We've seen a lot of green days ever since Trump decided to pause the tariffs for the next 90 days. So you guys got to ask yourself this question right now. Are you going to wait until the light fully hits you in the eyes and you can completely see the other side of the tunnel? Or are you going to take advantage of the dips as they present itself? Because I can guarantee one thing right now, by the time you fully see that light at the end of the tunnel, there's a million other people that saw that light well ahead of you. So that light that you're going to start running towards is actually going to be you chasing the bull and potentially buying coins at their all-time highs once again and end up getting wrecked once again. But what I'm doing right now is I'm looking for coins that's in the right narratives and the right hype. Coins that came down significantly, not because the project was bad, but because it came down with the overall crypto market. For example, if we take a look at something like Solana, Solana did crash all the way down to $10 before making its way all the way up to $260. Now, this $10 crash was not because Solana was a bad project. It was just a very, very bad time in the market, and plus there was a whole ton of FUD. Now, people have been saying that SWI is the next Solana, and SWI has come down quite a decent amount, but not enough. The market cap is sitting at a $7 billion market cap. That is not low enough where I can make life-changing returns on this coin right here. So I am actually looking to take a little bit more risk, but in a quality coin at the same time. And this is why I'm looking for something like Cetus. If you look at its all-time high, this thing was sitting at 45 cents, and right now it's sitting at 10 cents. What a lot of investors need to do is you got to weigh the risk versus reward. And to know where the potential risk is, you got to take a look at the charts, and you got to look at where the potential bottom is. For this particular coin right here, if things were to go completely south and the market continued to bleed out, I could see this coin potentially reaching somewhere between 3 to 5 cents. That has been proven to be the potential bottom for this coin right here. And I do strongly believe that once SWI takes off again, we're going to see something like Cetus just completely explode. With Cetus sitting at a market cap of 75 million, the returns there could be pretty drastic in my personal opinion. Remember, nothing here is financial advice. Now, before I continue in this video, I do want to take some time to briefly say that if you're looking for a great crypto exchange, make sure you check out my link to BTCC, because they get 10% bonus on first-time deposits, extra bonuses up to $10,000. It requires no VPN and no KYC. The link will be in the description down below. Okay, so ecosystem plays is always a great way to make money, and this is why I spoke about Cetus, because it's a DEX for SWI. Okay, so it's been proven time and time again over the years. Even if you think of something like Cardano, while Cardano did like a 2.5x maybe at its peak this bull cycle so far, maybe like a few months ago, we saw something like this coin right here, SNEC, that went from a market cap of 76 million all the way up to over $600 million market cap. So you can't ignore the ecosystem plays. Another thing that you cannot ignore is the super hot narratives like AI and the upcoming hot narrative like the RWA coins. Now, there's a few RWA coins that you could look at, like you could look at the Ondo, for example, but Ondo sitting at a market cap, I believe at somewhere around $1 billion, probably won't make you those life-changing returns unless you have a very large amount of money into it. Now, you got to also think about your price targets, but yeah, you're going to have to put in a fair amount of money into something like Ondo if you're going to make those real life-changing returns off of that one particular coin. But there are other RWA coins that have been showing some serious strength and a lot of life into it that I do believe people should be paying very close attention to, because just like the AI sector, once the AI coins start to move, all the AI coins start to move. So we got to take advantage, and we got to get into these RWA coins very early if you want to make those life-changing returns. And one of the coins that I'm already invested in and I'm looking to make some real nice money off of is this one right here, Plume, sitting at a market cap of $335 million. What I like about this project right here is the fact that it still doesn't have that Binance or Coinbase listing. Now, they do have a whole ton of partnerships. They are partnered with Binance, but they still don't have a Binance listing. Sometimes with these projects, you got to have that aggressive mentality, and you got to have hope. You got to believe that that Binance or Coinbase listing is coming. When I'm thinking about a project that's got a lower market cap, and when I say lower, I just mean something under a $500 million market cap, I don't want that Binance or Coinbase listing, because I need a potential catalyst that's going to send this coin straight to the moon. And that's what a upcoming Binance and Coinbase listing will do. Now, some of you might be thinking, okay, so I found a RWA coin that I think could do well, but how do I actually know that this particular coin is going to do well? I don't, if I'm keeping it 100% real with you guys. The only thing that I can go based off of is the charts. When you take a look here at the charts, you can see that this is actually a new-ish sort of coin, because according to this chart, it came out at the beginning, towards the end of January, and look at how this coin has been performing. All right, now most times with a newer project and the markets just continue to bleed, we see these newer projects literally just tank before or below its actual launch price. So this coin should have actually tanked, but it did not. It's been holding up a lot of its gains quite well. Now, if you compare to something like Ondo, which I hold Ondo, I hold quite a decent amount of Ondo, but if I'm taking a look here at this chart, the chart has been looking pretty brutal like the rest of the crypto market, but at the same time, it's not that disgusting because this thing could have actually come all the way down to 50 cents, but Ondo did not actually touch 50 cents, which is pretty darn impressive if you ask me. And this is why I strongly believe that the RWA sector is literally just waiting for the markets to recover before completely exploding, and it's going to happen out of nowhere. People aren't even going to be prepared for what's to come for the RWA space. But now we got to talk about AI, because I still believe that AI is going to perform very, very, very well. So we got to have some AI coins in our crypto portfolio, but you got to have these AI coins where there is a potential catalyst. There's a lot of hype around it. And one of the coins that I think is going to do very well this cycle, now it's still on a higher market cap range, but I gotta give it to Bitens or Tau, sitting at a $2.6 billion market cap. The reason for that is because sometime, I can't remember if it's either October or November, we are going to have a halving event that happens for Tau, and that is probably going to send this project right here completely skyrocketing. So that's something that cannot be ignored. Another thing that we got to take a look at is something like AOS, which was once a very super popular coin, gave back a lot of its returns, but I do think that it's going to have another rally, sitting at $321 million market cap. That is super low, and I think this was easily go to at least a $4 or $5 billion market cap. So those are pretty decent returns on your investment, but really and truly, you could just go through some of these, and I believe that some of these will really make people some very nice returns, like AI XBT sitting in a market cap of only 73 million right now. This is going to have a pretty decent rally, a decent comeback rally in my personal opinion, and people are going to be laughing all the way to the bank. So I'm actually going to be adding a little bit of AI XBT, because once this thing decides it wants to explode, there's just no stopping it, in my personal opinion. Once again, do your own research if you're going to get into any of the coins that I talk about in this video. Now, as far as timeline goes, when do I think that I expect to make some really nice returns off of these particular coins? I do think that sometime by the end of 2026. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Check out a few of the links that I have down below, including Trade Assist, which lets you know when's a good time to buy and sell crypto, as well as when there's a bullish and bearish momentum happening in any particular coin. But until next time, take care.